So Twilight came out in high school when I got big, 2008 ish, and all the girls are like, if you want to know what women really want in a man, read Twilight because it's the greatest love story ever, and it'll tell you exactly what women want. Just be like Edward. And so finally, I read it ostensibly to see what is corrupting our youth, but really looking back, it was probably to figure out what am I not I'm doing wrong. And I got bored halfway through because it's a stupid story that isn't worth reading. But I did figure out why women love it so much. So all you 15-year-olds, who don't know how to get laid, and just pay attention. I'm going to explain it all to you. The power of Twilight. So Twilight's about a girl, and she's from some desert city, and nobody notices her. She's the ugly duckling, and she doesn't have any friends. She doesn't have any personality traits. She doesn't have any talents. In other words, she's like every 15-year-old girl sees herself. Just this, disposable human trash. Their words, not mine. Then she moves to the great Northwest where it's rainy and you have all the white nationalists and Bigfoot hunters. And so she's in the great Northwest, and then all of a sudden every guy notices her. And she's got all these creepy beta male orbiters in her high school. She's kind of giving the cold shoulder, like she's not really interested. She enjoys the attention, but she's not going to go out with like these loser kids who are bigger losers than her, and that's why they like her. But everyone in the Northwest is a loser, apparently, because they're not from Utah, where the Mormon writer's from. And so she gives all the cold shoulder, but she's popular just for no reason. She has no merit. She hasn't changed. It's just the magical movement to a different place has made her popular. Um, and I think the implication is that it's like a rural hick town. She's from the city, and city people think they're fascinating, but they never are because they don't know how to do anything except order pizza off of a phone app. Um, so, and then there's Edward Cullen. He's kind of like the weird goth kid on the outside, who doesn't have any friends, of course, because this is like the aughts, like the Bush years, where goth kids were still a thing. Um, and so they interact. They don't really go out, but they interact some. And he's drawn to her in this like creepy, rapey way, and he's abusive and controlling. And but she's in love with him for this reason. Pay attention, young men. She's a total raging bitch, and he puts up with it. That's the reason. That's why all the women are in love with Edward Cullen. Colon. Is that like the body part? Anyway, the rapey vampire guy. Because she can act however she wants. She can be totally selfish. She doesn't have to care about him at all, and he'll just be totally attracted to her anyway. She doesn't have to have any redeeming personality traits, no kind of skill, no kind of charisma. She doesn't have to be pretty. It's just the power of being uniquely you, which is no one. That's why they love it. So, young men, and you're not going to realize this till you're like 25, and it's way too late, and you're past college, and you don't have a social circle, and you're going to look back on high school and be like, I wish I knew this. So this is only going to work while you're still in high school and middle school if you're young enough. But if you want to attract the ladies, what you do, just pick a girl. It doesn't matter what girl. Just someone who looks lonely and self-hating, which is 9 out of 10 girls in high school, and especially like ninth, 10th grade. And tell them you love them. It doesn't have to be true. Just say it. They're going to believe you because they're stupid. So tell the girl you love her, and then put up with her stupid shit. And that's it. Like, tolerate her being a bitch. Tell her you love her. She'll put out. And a lot of adults are often like, if I could be 17 again and go back with all the wisdom I have now. And there was a movie about that. Came out around that time. It's like, if I could be 17 again, but with my, late 20s wisdom, I could go and like bang all the 14-year-old virginal girls and I would know the difference. Then at midnight, I would magically turn back to, mid 30s accountant, or whatever I hypothetically am. And I don't think anyone ever really thinks about that aspect. But you go back to high school and you're like 54. That'd be like being 54 and being surrounded by punk ass teenagers and being treated like a punk ass teenager. That sounds more like a dystopia than a dream come true. But yeah, that's why all the girls like Twilight. And young men, you don't have to sit through the book. It's a terrible book. You have to slog through it. If you think, oh, it's corrupting our youth, it's not. It's just a stupid vampire fantasy that's probably already faded away. I think now they're all in love with that Jennifer Lawrence girl. Uh, but that's it. If you tell her you love her, she's going to believe you. Tell her you love her and listen to her whine about her friends or her parents or her job or her math test or whatever. Listen to her whine. You don't have to talk. You can probably you probably don't have to say a single word after "I love you." You could probably say nothing for the next 3 weeks, and she'll fall in love. Because all they just want to talk about themselves, and they want like the illusion that somebody cares about them, which nobody does. Because yeah. Um, so there you go. That's the story of Twilight.